Let's talk about how to capture leads at a trade show. Have you ever done a trade show? Oh my heck, they're awesome and they can also be really tough. But I'm going to give you some ideas and secrets to unlocking, capturing those leads at a trade show event. Let's jump in. Before we jump into some ideas about how to capture leads at the trade show, I want you to think about why a trade show is so important to your business. This can lead to some great opportunities. It really helps to redefine or define your brand in a significant way when you attend a trade show, because you'll actually see other people who are doing it really well or really poorly. That's a really great benefit of being at a trade show. It's also really great for relationship building, for networking, for growing your business and your practice. It's really another great way is to figure out how to say what you mean to say in terms of an elevator pitch, because you only have so many seconds with somebody who's walking by or possibly going to be talking to you. And so there are many great reasons as to why you want to be doing trade shows, as well as it's a great investment in a lot of different events, because those events are putting something together that, have a great purpose perhaps. In fact, recently I've been to a lot of health events, and that's been a really cool thing to see how many great people are coming together to benefit the health of the world. And so as a trade show exhibitor, you're paying a fee to be there to help that event come together. Everybody's working together. It's a really neat thing when everyone comes together to make a trade show. So let's talk about capturing those leads. First of all, pre-show preparation. Yeah, I'm sorry, we're not quite at the trade show yet. You're still sitting at your office working on getting ready to go to the trade show. If you're going to the trade show and you have not prepared, it's going to be a long couple of days. Let's talk about pre-event preparation. Do you have everything that you need in order to make it a success for yourself? Do you have the products that you're going to sell or the samples you're going to give away? Do you have the pass-along cards that you want to give out? Do you have a way for people to sign the card and give it back to you with their information? Oh man, this happened to us recently at an event and it was tragic. It's for a company that I've been doing some consulting on, and I had never been to their trade show booth and seen what they had set up. We got there and we had all the pass-along cards. We had all the good stuff that you need, the product, the samples, all the good stuff, and then no way to capture anybody's information. What are we doing? Why are we even here? It's nice to pass things out. Yeah, that's great. Just hand things out, but you want to capture the leads. And so we discussed creating a new card that has a perforated edge that you can tear off after somebody has filled in the information. We've also talked about the little simple things like a bowl where people could put a business card. We've talked about a QR code where we can have somebody scan and get something for free by entering their information. There's so many different ways to do it, but it begins in the preparation. If you show up at that trade show, you're not quite ready, oh man, it is now going to be a potential disaster. So make sure that you are over-prepared, over-communicating with your team, working on images, banners, tablecloths, all the things that are supposed to look right at a trade show. And then you need to start thinking, who's coming to the trade show? Who's our audience? Who are these people? How old are they? What is their demographic? How can we really entice them to come to us? And then you have to start thinking about who's going to represent us at the trade show. How are they going to dress? How are they going to speak? Are they an outgoing enough person to be at a trade show? Or do you want to have somebody that's a little bit more reserved because you want people to just come to you rather than have someone reaching out? These are all parts of putting together the preparation and the planning of a great trade show. You truly also want to make sure that you have a clear objective for the trade show. If you're thinking, I want to actually sell the item I'm bringing, that's way different than simply we're giving samples out, which we hope will lead to somebody being a long-term customer. There are lots of different things that you can do with that. But having clear goals and objectives is very important. So make sure that you write that down and define them clearly so that the people working the table know exactly what they're supposed to be going after. Is it a relationship you're trying to build? Or are you just wanting to get with one person that could lead you to other business? Or is it we just want to sell one customer at a time and just get rid of this product? It depends on whatever you want, whatever your goals are, but set actionable items so that your team knows exactly what to do at that trade show. Another thing to consider is your compelling offer. I like to say that having an event-specific offer is so important. Unfortunately, a lot of the times, we don't think about it and say, oh yeah, we'll just sell it like we always do. Don't do it that way. Make the event have a special price so that the people that are there are thinking, oh, I'm so glad glad I came. I'm getting this for 50% off, where they can only get it on Amazon for 20% off, let's say. This is a specific event code or program or incentive to have them there and to buy on the spot or to sign up for your product and your offering. That's an important one to remember. So in my practice as a speaker, as an entertainer, as an MC, I also get to consult with businesses. I coach speakers and I mentor people, but I also get to be a consultant for a lot of different businesses. In fact, I've been consulting a business that is called Cardio Miracle. And that's a product that you put into water and you mix it up and it helps with your health. It's awesome. It tastes great, helps with your energy. It gives you so many benefits. They do a lot of events, and that's been really interesting to be a part of some of the events that they've done. As I've attended some, I've watched and gone, why didn't we think of this? And other times I say, I look at the other trade show booths around and I go, we're doing pretty good. And so it's interesting to watch how different other booths and exhibitors truly are. With Cardio Miracle, I hope you'll check out cardiomiracle.com because it's a very helpful product for your body. But what it comes down to when it comes to the trade show is that they're doing a lot of them. They're spending a lot of money supporting a lot of events. They want to sell product on the floor, but mostly they want to sign people up so that somebody can get the benefits of their product long term. And so as we've established the goals and defined what we want to do in terms of our promise as a company, now we're bringing people to the booth with a specific event code, and then it's awesome. I'll tell you, when you start to get it where you have a lead capture opportunity, it is the coolest way to build your business, doing these trade shows and capturing those leads. Let's talk about booth presentation and engagement. Yeah, you want to have something that's really catchy. I mean, you're competing with everybody else, and that's really interesting. We've done some events recently where we're the only health option in the entire exhibitor hall. That's a kind of a cool thing because then we're different. But when there's every health option around, that makes things really tricky. So you have to stand out. So we get a nice banner made. You have to have it in a way that you can cart it around and ship it to the right place, you know. But then also there's things like a tablecloth. Now, even the tablecloth can be tricky. What if you get an 8-foot table, but you have a 6-foot fitted tablecloth? What now? Or the opposite, 8-foot fitted cloth and a 6-foot table. In fact, I've even been running through different trade shows looking for sewing kits that they give out at hotels just so we could sew things up to fit the table. It's difficult. So in the pre-planning, that's an important part. But I'll tell you, when you come up with the look, the banner, the images, the lighting perhaps, maybe the sound, maybe you have a TV or some kind of screen setup that shows the benefits of your product. There are all kinds of ways to get people to get their attention. And, you know, it really does help to have certain people that you have specifically trained to be at that event. So whether it's somebody that is the age demographic of the people that are in the audience, or, you know, I've seen some groups that say, well, it's going to be all engineers, men in their 20s and 30s, so we're going to have some lovely ladies standing there. Just depends on what you're trying to promote and trying to sell. But when it comes to your image and your branding, these types of things really matter. Sometimes those types of situations where they have somebody that's a lovely lady, people don't want to come to that because they think that they're being enticed. And so maybe you bring somebody that's a little bit older. I know when my dad does conventions and exhibits, he actually stands there in his Tommy Bahama shirt. He has a hat on, and he just looks like the everyman. And people walk up and they're like, what are you doing? And he starts telling them the next thing they know. They've signed him up for everything, and it's a pretty fascinating thing to watch when somebody knows their mission and purpose at a trade show. We've talked a little bit about some of the ideas, such as a card that you can tear off after someone's filled it out, or even a business card they can put in a fishbowl. I want you to think about some of the other cool ideas with technology these days. Everybody has a phone in their pocket. Maybe there's a way you can share your business card with somebody. I've seen those apps where you just kind of scan it with each other's phones. That's nice. Other ways through a QR code or an offer, an event-specific offer, that's a very helpful thing too. Giving something away, whether it's a gift packet or a sample of what you've brought, that's all beneficial as well. Sometimes we are giving so much away though we're not capturing the lead. So consider this, that every time that you're giving something away, you want to exchange information. Whatever that looks like, it might be a handshake and just getting their texting information, or asking them to, get something because they gave you their email address. All you have to say is, hey, we're going to send you something in the mail, give me your address and we'll send it to you. Then the next thing you know, you're starting to build your list. Whenever I do a speech, I like to actually have a QR code on the screen that shows how somebody could sign up for my newsletter. I offer this by saying, I have a specific offer for you, and it's a worksheet and assessment that you're going to want to use with your teams. And so then people click the QR code with their cameras through the viewfinder, and the next thing you know, they're signing up for my list and they receive my newsletter every week. These are the same types of things you can do at a trade show. Whether it's you have a nice article that comes out a lot, it's a publication that you could have them sign up for. These are some great ways to capture leads. QR codes are pretty cool. Even though some people don't like QR codes, I think they're amazing for capturing leads. The final piece that a lot of people forget about is that yes, we do want to capture leads at the trade show, but what is the point of capturing leads if you don't follow up and nurture those leads? How many times have you seen it where you've signed up for something and never received any kind of follow-up in return? As a customer, you think, I don't know if they have their stuff together. I don't know if I'm going to stick around. I know that when I've taken the time to try to capture leads and I'm not nurturing those, I'm doing something really a great disservice to my business and to the person who wanted that which I was offering. And so what are your systems? How are you putting that into place and into practice? Unfortunately, a lot of companies forget this part, and it is the most important part of this entire process. We've talked planning, we've talked image, we've talked capturing leads. What about the follow-up? Don't forget the follow-up. Have an objective. Make a promise with your team that you are going to follow up on those leads, and that'll change the way your business grows and succeeds in the future. I hope that this has been a helpful video for you. If it has, please give me a thumbs up, and I would be so appreciative for a subscription if you will. Press subscribe. There's lots of cool videos on this channel that can help you as you continue to grow your business, discovering your signature moves and creating your brand promise as a company and capturing leads at your next exposition.